And now let's welcome Ryan.
Yeah, this should be good here. Great, thank you guys very much. Thanks for coming out too. So for my story, I'm going to cut to the chase just a little bit. So when I was in high school, I attended an AA meeting on accident. Because, you know, when you're in high school, when I was in high school, I wasn't that popular, but when you meet someone who's like a really cool kid, you really want to be friends with him. And one time I met a really cool kid, his name was Mark, and I met him at a church in Westchester, which is usually not where you meet cool kids. So, but I met this guy named Mark, and he was just an awesome guy, and I really wanted to be friends with him. And there was a bunch of people kind of gathered around him trying to get his attention, and I overheard him say something like, "Oh, a bunch of us are going to meet up on Tuesday night at 7." So from a distance, I was like, "I'll be there." And so the reason I told you in the beginning what happened is because I have no idea, looking back, how clueless I was to what was actually going on. Like, on Tuesday night at 7, I got to the church, and there was like 3 cars in the parking lot. I go inside, there's no one in the lobby, there's no one in the sanctuary, but I hear a few voices in the back in this small room, so I just walk in and I'm like, I made it. Here I am, guys. And it was like 3 guys there who were all in their 30s or 40s, and I'm just thinking, wow, Mark's got a really diverse friend group here. And these guys asked me, they're like, did someone recommend you come here? I'm like, duh, Mark. You guys know Mark, right? And they're like, oh, yeah, Mark. Yeah, Mark, okay. And I chatted with them for like 20 minutes, still not totally oblivious to what was going on. And a few more people trickled in, and it wasn't until someone got up to the podium and said the word Alcoholics Anonymous that finally everything clicked, you know? Like, finally everything made sense. It's like, wow, these guys are so nice to me. They're congratulating me, telling me how brave I was. And it was this moment of realization where I realized 2 things. 1, that Mark was not coming, and that was upsetting. And 2, that these guys think that I, an 18-year-old wearing cargo shorts and a Spider-Man t-shirt, am an alcoholic. And I've been there for like 45 minutes at this point. There's no bailing now. I figure, whatever, I'll just sit down, I'll shut up, and hopefully I'll leave with a cool icebreaker that I can talk to about with Mark the next time I see him. And so they started the meeting by doing this thing where they ask some questions to the group, and we go around and we kind of have a conversation about it. And I just kind of sat in the corner trying to be as small as possible. And eventually they just started calling on me. They were like, Ryan, what is your strategy for overcoming the temptation to drink? Just think about other things. Sports, friends. I was completely out of my element there. And finally, I think about halfway through, they were getting a little suspicious of me. So they said, Ryan, tell us your story. And I had no idea what I was going to say. I couldn't even make up something to say. All I could think of to say was, well, you know, in a few months, I'm going to be moving to college for the first time down in D.C. And then there was a hush in the room. Because what I heard myself say was, you know, I'm growing up, I'm going to move on to a new adventure, it's going to be a great time. What they heard me say was, I'm an alcoholic, and I'm about to move to a place with all the drugs and alcohol I can want, and with no accountability and no inhibitions. But whatever I said worked because they didn't bother me the rest of the night. And so the meeting ended, and I went home, and I didn't tell anyone about this for such a long time. But the best part is, now I'm a college student in Philadelphia, and whenever I come back here and I visit that church, without fail, someone will always come up to me and be like, hey, college boy. Hey, man, Tuesday nights at 7. We'd love to have you back. Thank you guys very much. I'm Ryan.